Climate change is a global challenge that demands a global response.
Paul Martin didn't just deliver a good speech, he delivered a great speech. I remember standing and cheering with tears streaming down my face and looking over and seeing David Suzuki doing the same.
Yet, there are nations that resist.
There was never a moment when I was more proud to be Canadian.
Paul took a lead in addressing a question that was very close to me, which was the issue of the overhanging debt for the countries in development. Debt forgiveness was important, hugely important, was the ongoing future of these countries, which was based on education and health.
Sur la scène mondiale, Paul Martin a fait entendre encore plus fort la voix du Canada en faveur de la paix et du développement.
War crimes and crimes against humanity, we need clear principles that will allow the international community to intervene much faster in situations like Darfur.
Paul has been a special friend and ally of the United Nations and of mine during my time as Secretary General.
I think that you've shared with me and with a number of others the fact that it's possible to have sound fiscal policies and sound social policies going together.
Merci pour tout et à bientôt.
But as Paul Martin himself would later joke, he came into office as a juggernaut, only to become a jugger not so much. His government's work was often overshadowed by what was taking place under the auspices of Judge Gomery. Paul Martin a refusé de minimiser le problème. Il a affirmé que découvrir la vérité était tout ce qui importait.
Anyone who knows anything that could help shed light in this area, in the government, in the caucus, or anywhere in the country, corporations or in the Liberal Party, should come forward and not wait to be compelled to do so as they will.
I think when you've got a big stake, what to do is address it honorably, and that's what Paul Martin did.
Avec un gouvernement constamment sur la défensive, Paul Martin en est venu à faire appel directement aux électeurs.
That those who serve in public office have a duty to protect the integrity of government. My pledge to you tonight is that I will live up to that ideal. Je m'engage ce soir devant vous à déclencher des élections générales dans les 30 jours suivant la publication du rapport final du juge Gomery.
Martin worked tirelessly to keep his agenda and his government alive. A temporary reprieve would come from a most unlikely source. Avant la fin de 2005, Paul Martin retournait en campagne électorale. Cette fois-là, celui qu'on donnait perdant n'a pas fait la remontée prodigieuse attendue. Les libéraux ont bien remporté plus de 100 sièges, mais le glas avait sonné pour Paul Martin. Martin's time as Prime Minister was ambitious and productive. Many major agreements signed, and of course, 2 more balanced budgets. And while outworking staffers 30 years his junior, Martin never lost his sense of humor.
Oh, hi there. I'm just getting psyched up for a cabinet meeting.
Now, are you a fan of Canadian Tire?
I love hardware stores.
Do you like the Canadian Tire commercials?
Some of them. Hey, Paul, what's that? Rick, this is a Black & Decker ceramic heater. Good for the cottage, good for the boat. Don't ask me how it works. Don't stop with me.
C'est le premier ministre Jean Chrétien qui a nommé Paul Martin ministre des Finances. Ensemble, ils ont mené à bien un travail difficile qui devait être fait.
We will meet come hell or high water.
With the strong support of Mr. Chrétien, you cleaned up the nation's finances. When you took office, 36 cents of every tax dollar was going to pay interest on the public debt, and when you finished, that was down to 15 cents, and that left more money to do good things for Canadians or to reduce their taxes.
The underlying deficit for the current fiscal year will be about $35.3 billion or 4.4 billion.
Je pense qu'il faut reconnaître que Paul Martin a été un excellent ministre des Finances et qu'il a mis sur des bases solides l'ensemble de l'économie du Canada.
and balanced package of reforms that will ensure that the Canada Pension Plan is there for Canadians.
Le dossier de l'aérospatiale, qui est très, très important pour nous dans l'économie québécoise. M. Martin avait accepté de mettre une politique de l'aérospatiale. Plusieurs dossiers économiques. En fait, quand on a eu besoin de M. Martin, il était là.
The deficit is a matter of history. Indeed, today, we project the third, fourth, and fifth balanced budgets in a row, something that has not been done in over half a century.
I think people should consider this. Before Paul Martin became Prime Minister, no corner gas. After he became Prime Minister, corner gas. I think we're all better off. I know I am.
You know, I like the way you think.
Really? Well, you could make me minister of something.
I gotta go.
Your appearance on Corner Gas caused quite a stir. We got a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, particularly from Stephen Harper. He actually sent a headshot and resume.
Martin's path was never the predictable one. He began in politics by beating an incumbent Conservative MP, winning one of only 2 new Liberal seats in all of Quebec. And he launched his business career because he wanted to learn how he could help the Third World.
Well, I suppose even then he thought about the Third World. I think it's a sense that when life has been good to you, you give back. And now he's got all this lovely free time, and he now gets to do the one thing that a long time ago he thought he wanted to do with his life, and now he's been able to start back at that again.
Okay, so you don't know.
Today, Paul Martin remains active both internationally and here in Canada, where he continues working with our Aboriginal peoples. And just when he thought he was done kissing babies,